Level 10 Janus or maxing second mastery? Which one should you go for? I think it depends on your class and situation. For myself, I was gonna go for level 1 Janus and the rest in second mastery. I recently joined a Carlos party and our damage wasn't an issue. After bursting, we had to chip a little bit more, but it was manageable. After talking to my teammates, people are gonna make gains, they're leveling, me included. People are leveling up the hexas. Some people are even getting level 4s now. Plus, Carlos is changing in the future, where it'll be easier to cleanse, there'll be timers and everything. Later on, it'll take 10 seconds to cleanse versus 20 seconds. I want to make such a show for the FMAs and the different altars. Point being, damage isn't an issue, and we're passively making gains. That was my situation. I was going to push second mastery ASAP to push C. Carlos. Maybe if your party is struggling in normal calling, normal Carlos, or even BM, you may want to push to your second mastery. The classes have bad second mastery, so it may not be worth it for you to even level it or take priority over it. Here's a chart of the breakdown of Soul Janus. A lucky Soul Janus takes 7 Soul Orders and 125 frags. Level 1 to 10, you need a total of 46 Soul Orders and 903 frags. To totally max out your Soul Janus, it would cost you 208 Soul Orders and roughly 6300 frags. It just depends on you. Now let's go over the pros and cons of level 10 Janus. So the pros are, number 1, the passive EXP. For me, it's motivation for farming more, for levels and for frags. You start off at 10% passive EXP at level 1, and at level 30, you get 100% passive EXP. And number 2 is for lazy farming. As you know, level 1 Soul Janus gives you 1 summon, and the passive I mentioned earlier. This is good enough for most maps. Level 10, you get 2 summons. You can basically AFK with 2 summons and 1 Earth Fountain. At level 20, you get 3 summons, where you can basically just AFK. And level 30 just gives you the full EXP. Basically double EXP permanently. Now the cons. Basically there's none, except the high frag costs. Another con people will say would be it takes the fun, in quotation marks, out of farming. However, to counter that, you don't have to use the summoned version of Soul Janus. There's the other form as well, where it has a 3-second cooldown and you can just spam that to help clear mobs like out of reach. Now let's talk about second mastery. For the pros, you do a lot more damage if your second mastery is actually relevant. In my case of Pathfinder, my second mastery is my Deluge, which is the second part of my macro. If you don't know, Pathfinders use a macro that consists of Burst and Deluge. We use this skill for everything, for mobbing and for bossing. It's our bread and butter. In the first mastery, we got Burst, which was huge. Now we're getting Deluge. Basically getting everything we need, and both are very important. Other classes have a much needed second mastery like Nightlord's Marks. If you need the damage, by all means, go for it. But again, it depends on your situation, and if you're pushing bosses or need the actual damage. And for the cons, an example will be like a bad second mastery. So like Kinesis. I love Kinesis, don't get me wrong, but the second mastery is Psychic Grab, which we kind of use whenever. It's not really a big upgrade, but that can lower the priority of other skills. You also get Psychic Shot, which is mostly a debuff, you don't really use it that much. I don't know every class in the game or all the skills, but you have to make your own call. You can ask your class Discord, ask someone knowledgeable about your class, you know, your friends, your guildies, whoever. I've had this thought for a while, I wanted to make a video on this. And I'm sure others have the same thoughts too. Hopefully you found this helpful and get some insight. Did you have the same thoughts as me? If not, then share yours in the comments below. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if I should do more of these kind of videos. And as always, happy meepling.